everybody, Jamie Trull here, your favorite CPA and financial literacy coach, and I wanted to bring you a super quick update about the employee retention tax credits because some important changes have happened. We are sitting in November of 2021, and so I wanted to make sure that you knew what just happened with the new infrastructure bill. So really quickly, we're talking about the employee retention tax credit, or ERTC as it's sometimes called, or ERC as it's sometimes called, which is essentially a tax credit that came of all of the COVID relief that would allow you to claim some money back for wages that you were paying to your employees. So this is a tax credit available to employers. Typically, you had to either be shut down or have suffered a specific amount of loss year over year when comparing either 2020 or 2021 to 2019. I've done a couple of other videos that go into a lot more detail about ERTC, so I'm not going to rehash all of that now because it does get a little bit complicated. So make sure you watch those other videos because this could be thousands or tens of thousands per employee that you may be leaving on the table if you have not explored ERTC, okay? If you want to start to explore that, watch the videos. I also have an ERTC calculator that is super duper popular that people love. You can go grab one for yourself, jamietrall.com/ERTC, just a very nominal cost there to help support my ability to be able to create things that are going to be helpful for you. It has been one of our, actually the most popular worksheet we've ever sold. So I would go ahead and grab that. Again, it can tell you whether or not you're eligible for this. But the important update I want to bring to you, because some of you already have this and you might be watching this wondering what has changed. The infrastructure bill that passed Congress on Saturday, November 6th, has actually removed the ERTC credit for the fourth quarter of 2021. Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit. The ERTC started last year with some of the COVID relief, then it was extended into 2021 with new rules that actually allowed you to claim even more. So it was pretty limited in 2020 what you could get. It was $5,000 per employee for the whole year. In 2021, they expanded that. They made you eligible for more wages per employee on a quarterly basis. And so a lot more people have started using it in 2021 because it can actually get you quite a bit back if you qualify for this credit. However, the credit was originally just supposed to be Q1 and Q2, then it was extended earlier in the year. They decided to extend it through the end of the year, meaning you would be eligible for Q1 through Q4, okay? If you met the requirements, again, I'm not going to go over all those, but if you have had significant economic injury due to COVID, likely you would be somebody that would qualify. However, the infrastructure bill, in order to pay for a lot of the new roads and new things that they are going to be doing in this infrastructure bill, they have removed ERTC for the fourth quarter of 2021. Okay, what does that mean? Effectively, instead of ending December 31st, 2021, it's going to end September 30th, 2021. Well, you're probably watching this after September 30th. Why? Because that was over a month ago at this point in time. And so what does that mean for you? Well, that means that it basically isn't going to apply for Q4. So you will not be able to claim it on your 941 for the fourth quarter. If you have already done a Form 7200, and Form 7200 was something that you could fill out in order to get an advance on that tax credit, you're out of luck as of right now. Now, is there a possibility this changes? Maybe. If you feel really strongly about this, if you were counting on that Q4 ERTC and you would have qualified, then it might be time to pick up the phone and call your congressman or email your congressman, do what you need to do to reach out about this. But as of right now, we are expecting the ERTC to be gone for the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, it's happening in the middle of the fourth quarter when that is changing, which really can impact the ability for business owners to project their cash needs and all of those things. So I think the accounting industry is really pushing for this to be changed and overturned and to allow ERTC for Q4. But as of right now, that is not looking likely. So do not count on that. In fact, you should not be counting on it at all. You should not be expecting it at all for the fourth quarter. If you do purchase that ERTC calculator, jamietrall.com/ERTC, I will also make sure to keep you updated on any future changes. So I've been sending out revisions as some of the guidance has changed and updates to make sure that you know what applies to you, okay? Again, make sure to go watch some of those other videos as well. That information is still available. The only main change is that it no longer applies for Q4 of 2021. Now, a real quick clarification as well for recovery startup businesses. So I talked about that in a previous video as well, what a recovery startup business is. Generally, those are going to be businesses that have actually started after the beginning of COVID. So if you started your business in around March of 2019 or later, you could potentially be considered a recovery startup business and still get access to this credit. For you, it is still in play for Q4 of 2021 if you qualify as a recovery startup business. Again, watch some of my other videos to get a little bit more detail on what exactly that means. But suffice it to say that these are major changes, especially for those of you that have been utilizing the ERTC credit. Now, I want to talk really quickly to those of you who have not actually claimed the ERTC credit yet, okay? I know that's Employee Retention Tax Credit. Anyway, you're here with me. For those of you that have not gone through that, you have not done your 941Xs. Those are your amended payroll reports, okay? You can still do those. There is not currently a timeline on when that needs to be done. So you can actually still go back and amend for 2020 if you would have qualified in 2020, and you can still amend for Q1, Q2, and Q3 of 2021. This is something really, really important. It could be a lot of money. Make sure that you have looked at this credit if you have not yet. We don't foresee them putting a cap on when those 941s need to be in. However, I would do it sooner rather than later. Also, an update for those of you who have filed it and you're still waiting on your money, especially the 2020 refunds are taking a while. So it is normal if you haven't gotten it yet. I know some people who at this point have gotten it, but they were some of the early ones who filed it back in January, maybe February of 2021. So if you filed your amended 2020 941 after that, it's likely you haven't received it yet. That doesn't mean you're not going to get it. They are just super duper backlogged. So I wanted to give that update too, because I get that question a ton from people. Where is my refund? Hopefully it will be coming to you soon. The 2021 ones do look like they're coming quite a bit faster. So I would just be aware of that when you are planning. Okay, hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, if you haven't watched it, make sure to go back and watch my previous video all about ERTC and about kind of all the ins and outs of it, because you're going to want to understand that as well. And if you haven't gotten it yet, make sure to go grab the calculator. Like I said, it's been super duper popular. People have used this super cheap, I will say, super cheap spreadsheet to generate tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax credits for their business. So do not leave this on the table. Okay, I will be back later with more updates, but I hope you find this helpful and I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.